kneecap. Um, God really does work in mysterious ways. I was sabotaging myself and not by not going live, and I want to go live much more often. So now I definitely have time and no excuse. In between physical therapy and occupational therapy and doctor appointments. But anyway, I'm here. Just wanted to do a general reading for everyone and first tell you a little bit about myself. For those who don't know me, I grew up in a small town, a farm town. It's a lot bigger now, called Porterville. And I lived in California for 20 years. Then I lived in Nevada for 20 years. And I've lived in Oregon for 20 years. And in between, I have traveled. Ever since my dad went to Rome to the Olympics in 1960, I have yearned to travel and ended up going to 45 countries. So happy I got to do it before I broke my kneecap. Anyway, yeah, when I was growing up, I was very, very happy, very optimistic, always got teased about being so happy. My family was pretty dysfunctional, except for my little brother and I. So when I was 6, we had just moved to a new home that was larger than the home I had been in. And I loved twirling around and I loved going outside. And one day I was outside spinning in the grass and I heard a voice. I heard the voice of God and I knew I was comforted from that moment on and knew there was a God, something beyond that I prayed to pretty much every day and sometimes several times a day since then. Yeah, and certain books would reach out to me. I remember reading one book because it said it was about mysticism, and I knew I was a mystic, but I didn't quite know the definition. I wasn't sure, but I read this beautiful book, and I just totally related. I have that book at home, and now I forget the title. Mystique. It wasn't the feminine mystique, which I also later read. Oh, hi, Viviane. So nice to see you. Thanks for coming back. Thank you, all of my subscribers, for coming back to the channel while I heal. And I hope to continue doing videos every day because it really does my heart good. So anyway, so I had heard the voice of God, so I had a very, very strong spiritual feeling. And then when I went to church, I knew that what I was learning wasn't always what I knew to be true, but I still enjoyed the pomp and circumstance and the music. But when I'd read certain stories when I was in, uh, what do they call it? You go to, before the church service, we would have a service with the children. And I didn't like it. I liked doing my own thing, praying, meditating during the church service, and later on went into the choir. So things happened to me as I grew older. I really, really related to the tarot cards and was teased by my husband. And I sort of got away. He didn't want to go to church or have anything to do with the cards. And I sort of got away from them. But then I got divorced and I went right back to the cards. I just can't tell you how much the cards have done for me through the years, but especially this last couple of years during the pandemic. And what happened, hi, Julie and Noah and Stacy, D1 Buccaneer, and I did say hello to Viviane. But through the last couple of years, studying the tarot, in a new way, after having some life experience and really realizing that everyone goes through their ups and downs. And when you study the cards, um, I keep turning them upside down. I must have shuffled wrong. Anyway, when you go through the cards and study them, what I realized is that the ups and downs are, everyone has them. I had cancer, and for about a half second, I thought, why me? And then I thought, well, why not? Everybody has problems. But I didn't realize till I really studied from the Fool onward to the last card, that there are definite rhythms to life. And we all go through those rhythms. And I don't know, I kind of look at it like, in order to be happy, we have to be sad. There's a balance in life. I mean, if you were happy all the time, um, you wouldn't have anything to compare it to. And I've also learned from a young age that happiness, I had read that Abraham Lincoln said, not Abraham, Abraham Lincoln said that happiness is a choice. And it really is. I mean, happiness, you can have that inner happiness and that contentment, but still go through trials. It just helps you cope. If you have an underlying peace and contentment and a feeling of, yes, there is someone watching out for me, and there are reasons beyond me, beyond me to know of why we go through these things. I mean, why am I laid up? Well, I was having a real struggle with wanting to come on YouTube. Now I'm here. It's like God placed me in this bed in front of this phone to connect with you guys. And I've had a hard time connecting with people over the years. So I've just really loved finding this community. Viviane, and so many others. My friend in town, Whimsy, I met through YouTube. And it's just been such an inspiring journey. After being in all the jobs where women hated on each other, it's really great to be in a community where we support each other. It's so wonderful. So I hope all of you reach out to the different psychics on the net and find the ones that you connect with. I mean, I almost can't stand a day without Linda G. And I've got to have my Whimsy. And, I mean, they're just people that you will find you will connect with the most. And it's wonderful. Hi, Julie. Noah, Stacy, yes. I'm going to do a reading. I wanted to find out. Let's see, I wrote it down. Actually, I forgot to put myself into a meditative state and call in the angels. But I wanted to ask a political question, and then I will open it up for political or personal questions until a person comes in to give me therapy, physical therapy. Mentally, I am more healthy than I have ever been. So, yeah, just a couple questions. Some time ago, I would say maybe 5 months ago, approximately, I had a vision that Gavin Newsom would become president. It wasn't like a wish, it just was a vision. Because personally, I really want Kamala to come in again and be the president. I feel like we need the compassion that sometime only a woman can really bring. Well, there are compassionate men, but the nurturing. I think our country needs the nurturing and compassion of a woman at this time. So what I'm saying is, it wasn't my wish, but I did get that hit. Okay, so I'm going to call in the angels, the good angels. Come in, help us know the truth. Just let me tell what I should tell and know what I should know. So I want to see with the cards help and the angels, what is going to happen as far as is Gavin Newsom going to be our next president? Shuffle again. I know we need good leadership for sure in the Democratic Party. And let's see what cards does Gavin have? A, a compassionate king. Ooh. I mean, if he does become president, I think he'd be a wonderful one. There is going to be some fighting in the Democratic Party. But he will be strong. He will stand up. I know I saw on my YouTube today, he was speaking, I guess he has a channel, and what he was saying is that he is suing Fox, not for the money for himself, he's going to give it to charity, but he is suing them because for defamation. Because remember when Trump said he had talked with Gavin the day before? Well, he hadn't. Now, that's a very small thing in some people's minds. It probably doesn't matter. But the thing is, a lot of people don't realize, on the people who watch Fox all the time, I believe it was an $800 million lawsuit. No, you know what? I forget the exact amount, but it was a huge lawsuit brought against Fox because even though they call themselves a news channel, they spread propaganda. They're like a state news channel. So they said their defense, get this, their defense is that they were actually an entertainment channel, which is total BS. I mean, they were pretending to be real news. But anyway, they lost the suit and had to pay. So Gavin is bringing it to the forefront so people realize, people must realize eventually how much Fox has lied and supported lies of the president. So anyway, it looks like the energy right now is for Gavin to become president. Although, like I say, I really want a woman president. It is time. It's time. Okay, another question. This is the second question, then I'll open it up to the group. Think of any political question you have. What? It says grab the camera for a Lamar Jackson edit. I don't know what you mean. So the next question I'm going to ask, wait, let me turn this off. I think that's better. Yeah, so will Netanyahu end up in The Hague? Will he be punished for his war crimes against the Palestinians in Gaza? Okay, I'm going to shuffle the cards. Oh, and by the way, there's a lot more to tell you about myself, but I don't want to bore you in one sitting.